McDowell's supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The man.
Wednesday afternoon to you everyone. It is the 29th day of the month of May 2024. This is The Real Issues with me, Shelton Daniel, your host and producer, alongside Alton Jaquan Joseph, our technical operator. Hope you're having a good day so far and that you can look forward to a similarly bright and positive remainder of the day, as well as your Corpus Christi public holiday, which is coming up tomorrow. That means we won't be having any program for tomorrow. Therefore, that's why I want to continue what I tried to start yesterday. Unfortunately, the ending came a bit abruptly on me because of the lotto, which sometimes is right on schedule, and other times it delays for a minute or two. But we did have some extra time. I want to thank you so very much for your support for this program, for always being there, inquiring about it. And I implore you, as I always do, in your preparation for the Corpus Christi holiday, whatever you have planned for it, that you make sure that safety, plan to be safe, plan to keep others safe or to help them be safe. And it is only when we do that that we will have better outcomes. I just feel in our country, we are not sufficiently safety-minded, and the reason is that we don't plan enough to see the different things that we need to take into account to ensure greater safety. This is even more important as we approach, probably are already in, the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season. People remember, hurricane is not just about wind. Remember, bad weather is not just about trees falling and so on, the flooding problem, the landslide problem, the unpredictability of those things, the greater frequency of them, the greater severity of them. Our country is ideal for those conditions because of its topography, because of the mountains from which a lot of water can flow, the valleys into which this water can collect, can accumulate and so on, and the perils it can. Again, because of unplanned, many of us, we refuse to go through DCA and the planning and and those authorities and so on, we always tend to see them as impediments. And whereas they might advise us that this place that you plan to build, it's a floodplain, it's an area where vast quantities of water accumulate, that it can become a problem for you, we just go and we build because we consider top to a car. Say, that is always the narrative that we take, that somebody in authority, in position of power, is trying to impede us, is trying to hinder us, is trying to mess us up. We love those stories, don't we? About the Maliway and the small man. They don't want to, for them to make a little progress. They don't want them to do something for themselves. They're always trying to block them. Sometimes it boils down to a simple form, we have to fill. And if we can't fill it, somebody at the office will fill it for us. We don't want to fill it. Maybe a lot of us cannot fill that form. So we get into all kinds of quarrels and so on. It's always somebody, you're toujours là, puis ça met loin les moun, you're toujours là. And then later on, the problem comes, the landslide and the flooding that comes in that area, where we could have gotten advice and maybe a little assistance. And then we want to dump ourselves on the doorstep and in the laps of government to solve our problems for us. It is time we got away from that. All these things by DCA right now, governments have recognized the great importance, the economic impact, what it can do to the people in terms of loss of assets, in terms of putting them in a difficult position. And they have all kinds of programs in place. If it is, a $300 you had to pay for a site visit or whatever, to virtually waive that, or to tell you pay no more than $5 or $10 or just the cost of the form, somebody will fill it out. All sometimes it takes is for some official, some technician of DC or whatever to do a site visit, to come and see where you plan to be, and to tell you, okay, X, Y, Z, A, B, C, if you're going to do that, you'll need to cut a ditch there because the water, if it comes, it will come in. Sometimes that's all it takes. We just don't like structure. We don't like order. We don't like regulation. We don't like anything of this kind. Whenever we are asked to do those things, we believe it is restriction that is being imposed upon us. People, we cannot live in a society where everything is chaotic, and very often, if not all the time, what the officials and the agencies and the authorities are asking of you is for your own good and for your own safety. Too many of us, we build a house, we just want to go and to just chuck some wires there. And there's always somebody who tell you, don't hurt those people, I can do that for you. These electrician people, they always want to make you believe it's something they're doing for you that is so much more important. Listen, you just have to run the wire there and you just have to do this. And they always can do it, and they come and they do this kind of grotesque, this just all kind of magie they do for you and so on, and sooner or later problems arise that if it was properly wired, the fault detection and the fault interrupt and whatever and so on, that would have kicked in to spare you, you end up having your whole installation destroyed, maybe a fire being put in your house, things that were not properly run and so on, simply because the inspection, we don't want to go through it, because in our minds, the inspection is meant to always to tell us no, is always to stop us, when sometimes that is furthest from the minds of the people to try. Many often when technicians, whoever they are from Ministry of Infrastructure, Electrical Department, whatever they come, to use a mega to see where they are wiring, they're more than ready to tell you, we find this, we believe you need to change this, you need to do that, whatever, to correct a little problem. They're not there to come and to stop you and to mess you up. We just don't like to go through structure and through order. It's the same way, with the vending. I listened to Richard Frederick talking about, the no vending zone, and he's onto a good thing. We've needed that for some time. But I know what's going to happen. The responses, now he in government, he's sitting pretty. He don't care about people. They want to stop people. They want to move people. A little hustle people doing for their life because the country don't have work already. There's nothing that don't have to feed their children. They try to put law and restriction. That is the way we are in this country. We do not want to abide by anything that is regulated, anything that is structured, anything that tries to bring order in the country. We believe on the plea of being Maliway, and we're trying to help ourselves, and we're doing a little hustle for ourselves, that we must be allowed to be as chaotic, that chaos is acceptable if it is made on the plea, that it is some small man, some little Maliway trying to help you. At the end of the day, it will hurt the Maliway even more If the reason why you are rushing to set up those stalls and so on is to capture and capitalize on the cruise visitors that, come off the cruise ship and they're walking along Jeremy Street and La Place Carinage, so you want to get in on it. And a lot of the people who are doing that are just come people, people who just issue, the nouveau, who just arrive and so on because they see somebody doing it. They imagine there's a lot of money in it. And if there was a lot of money, what they do now, they prevent those who are established, who are disciplined, who have kept at it for we have so many of these fly-by-night just come people. They see somebody doing something, and I don't know whether it is jealousy. I don't know whether it is envy. I don't know whether it is envie. I don't know whether it is empowers. There are just some people who believe that if they see somebody doing something, they have to jump in and do it. They have no preparation. They have no experience. They have no way that they have worked alongside somebody, so they learn the ropes. They just come, they just chuck something there, concrete block, tap hole in, put it there, because there's money to be made and so on. Sometimes their own frustration. And the other thing about us in our country, well, I've just gone off on something totally unplanned, Happens to me all the time, but I think you all know me and, thank you for accepting me like that. The other thing in our country, again, about this attitude that we have that, we must be allowed to do anything because it is done on the plea of the Malay. We have to understand that authorities, including and especially governments, the Castries City Council, they have to be concerned for everybody, all stakeholders. Motorists are not more important than pedestrians. You have to create a system of road use and so on that looks out for the needs and the rights of motorists and the protection, of pedestrians as well. The same way you can't have pedestrians feeling that they can cross the road anywhere. Sometimes there is a crossing, there is a pedestrian crossing. People go all kinds of ways. On a pedestrian crossing, just a few feet, They go outside the pedestrian crossing zone. It is causing a backup on traffic that's unnecessary because once one driver has to slam on his brakes, others go and it just backs up along an entire line of traffic which is long and so on. People just don't want to do things in any kind of structured or disciplined way, and they don't understand that their behavior has consequences. When you have the kind of things like Mr. Frederick was talking about alongside the Printry and Bido Park and Labrie Street, and people just putting up structures. Nobody put them there. They had no authorized. And the thing is, they put those things there unauthorized. If City Council recognizing now they have to manage things in the city on a greater knife edge, tell them, okay, pay us $1 for every day you're there. Riot. Oh, Lord Committee, they just want to take people money. They just want, they will not want to pay $1. But a right under to be on the sidewalk, which is a sidewalk that was built from concrete and stone and steel and had to be installed, and the slabs have to be removed from time to clean them, and a whole lot of things you're causing. If they could have done it at a certain time, they have to wait for Sundays when you're not there so that they can do it, which means that the workers that they have to do it, they have to pay them overtime because Sunday work is double time because you're there all during the week. They cannot do the maintenance that they want to do. They have to hold off for you and so on. What about the pedestrians, vendors? Vendors would just go in and put a thing. What about the pedestrians? Places in Castries now, people just cannot use the sidewalk. And then you're driving and you see people on the road and you wonder, but wait, there's supposed to be a sidewalk. Why they're not on the sidewalk? Why they're leaving the sidewalk on Miku Street in the area of Flever and Ave Maria and the Presbytery and all of that there? Why they're leaving it to walk on the road itself, and the road already have parking, sometimes double parking, people parking on both sides, so you have a very narrow place. Thankfully it's a one-way, in that area. It's because people don't have space on the sidewalks to walk. The same thing in the boulevard. People putting up things. So you know what it is again? You are pedestrian, like you have no rights. They have all the right, even though they're not supposed to be there. In the walking, you happen to bump into something, some clothes that they had hung up, whatever. You can imagine the cussing and the quarreling. Why you all don't watch where you all go in the thing there? You didn't see it. If you knock it and a hanger fall on the sidewalk, maybe somebody might want to beat you up right there. Somebody might want to stab you. The people think that, you're all walking as if you all don't care, as if you all don't see, between the businesses who are paying taxes and whatever, their storefront is completely obscured and so on. You might bump into something. I'm telling you, somebody might want to do something. It's like they're there They have a right to be there, and they have a right to pull you up, and they have a right to punish you if you step out of line and brush against something of theirs and so on. People, we have to change this kind of mindset that when we want to do something, nobody must tell us anything. And this is the thing we don't realize, about politicians. Politicians are under blackmail all the time. Because anytime a conversation comes about that, Frederick want to move us there, he don't want us to make a bread, now he in office and so on, but don't worry, 5 years is not 50 years, 5 years not 50 years, I'm waiting for them, election going to come again, there's always this kind of chat that goes on. And at the end of the day, the tourists and the cruise visitors and all that, you go in and put up things in this chaotic way to catch them and so on, so that when they pass in, you can how you call that, be in the panhandling and in the hawking and so on, the hucksters, and hey, come and buy a t-shirt, then lose your t-shirt, yeah, of course you do that. But over time, word spreads in the visitor community, in the cruise community, that Castries is a beautiful place, but the sidewalk vending is chaotic. Sometimes you cannot even get space to take a picture of landmarks such as the government and parliamentary buildings and the court buildings, which are said to be historic and so on. You tried to get, but you could not. And every time you raised your camera, somebody was in your face on the sidewalk, which you could barely stand and so on. And these things make it to TripAdvisor. They make it to those kinds of, pages and so on that spread word about what the experience is like for a visitor in one of those venues. And we're not doing ourselves any favors when we behave like that. So, it's just something that just came to mind that we need to watch. Now, I don't know if you can talk to St. Lucians about anything. I don't know if what I'm saying, if anybody cares. If it's going to bring about any behavior change, I seriously doubt it. That is why I say, in addition to holding meetings to make people aware and raise their consciousness, you have to use enforcement. You have to. Mr. Frederick can go and try to talk to people nice as he wants, as he's able to, as he does very well, about the way they do things, in an area where you have to be concerned about the pedestrians. You have to be people who are doing their ordinary shopping and so on. They're important. And you have to show regard for them. This mindset, which if you go to garçon, pedestrian come in na le moun just ka passe, ka monter up and down bagay, ki sa yo ka fe, ki ba yo ka van, ki la han yo ka mene an tue, and this is an attitude that is taking hold in our country throughout. Ba ça pa amène l'argent garçon, bagay l'école va amène l'argent, garçon prison bodile ba amène l'argent il ka prend, and this is the way we think. Hospital don't bring money, this don't bring money. So the only things that are worthy of our consideration and respect and to try to advance in this country is supermarkets and hotels and people doing taxi, and they can park anywhere and create traffic problems, and it's chaotic because l'argent yo ka fait, l'argent yo ka fait. We don't understand the matter of social capital. We don't understand the matter of an economy that functions in an informal, non-structured, organized way. That the person who's walking, the pedestrian, is a shopper. The pedestrian is somebody who's going to do something which has economic benefits to the country, even though it is indirect economic benefits. And generally, a society should not only focus on the cash register at the supermarket queue. That's not what is only important. What is also important is the well-being of the people, the mental well-being of the people, the mental health of the people, to be able to walk about in the main commercial and business and administrative center, and to be able to walk about with a sense of some kind of ease and peace and being able to walk a sidewalk and be able to look up and see at the signs, hey, where's the passport office? Is it here or it's not here anymore? The registry and so without, while they're doing that, they're always in the risk of running into somebody's tree. These things, they decrease the incidence of flare-ups of anger. Right now it's not road rage we're talking about, it's sidewalk rage that people are going to have. All these things matter in a country. The mental equilibrium, the mental health. And talking about mental health, I see some things. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I see some of the things people are doing and saying, especially on social media, like they have access, they never see, come see. I wonder why some of us are giving them so much attention, These are clear cases of people who have mental health challenges. the screaming, the insults and the things that they do, taking on people over things and all of that. There's a lot of mental health problematic displays on social media. But I'm guilty of it, I think, or to a certain extent, although I've stopped. That's why many things I don't deal with it. But we have to do things to preserve the mental health and the mental equilibrium of people, giving them spaces to recreate and so on, spaces on the beach, spaces, that's why I talk about the garbage. You don't need staycation or travel, whatever. A beautiful country like ours, sometimes just a walk or a drive somewhere, just looking at the landscape and the shrubbery and the greenery and the plants and the birds and so on that come is okay. It's a different thing when you're watching at piles and piles of takeaway boxes and the rats that congregate in them and the roaches and the place is just so disfigured and the place is just so messed up. You cannot have good mental health. You cannot have the ease and the peace of enjoying, the natural beauty of your country, which tourists pay to come here for. We should be able to enjoy it, So when you see the authorities are trying to put in place measures, and nothing about, Philip J. Pierre and Richard Frederick and King, they stay in the cabinet and they're figuring, oh boy, let's see how we can make St. Lucians vex. Let's see how we can make St. Lucians, distressed and feel messed up and make them feel, flustered and exasperated and so on. That's not how it works, folks. No government, no MP, Richard Frederick or whoever going to do things deliberately, just to try and make you get upset. After all, if you believe his votes and being in office, their survival, their success, their victories depend on making you happy. But making you happy is not about the euphoria of chaos and so on, that you do whatever you want and then it's affecting your life in deep, fundamental and long-lasting ways. You have to create a country that is on balance, one that is, safe, enjoyable, pleasurable, acceptable to all different people, to the motorists, to the pedestrians, to the vendors, to those who have their storefronts facing the sidewalk and so on, who pay tax, who do all those things. You have to have a St. Lucia that can cater to all of them, and that can only happen in structure, in order, in regulation. That is the only way it can happen. Not tout moun de faire gouyo ek lideo. Do whatever they want. And nobody is supposed to tell them anything. Anyway. Before we go into the commercial break, after which I'll open the phone lines, there are a few other things I want to talk about, but I prefer to have you, especially tomorrow. We don't have a program. On Monday night, I decided to go for my occasional drive. Sometimes I've told you, I go to see how Millennium, and I go at those times in the night because the traffic is less, the dust is less. Although Millennium Highway, last time I went there, you would swear I had spray coated my vehicle, with some cement or something. I mean, this white film of dirt and gravel or whatever it is, premix or I don't know. It was all over the vehicle. And so Millennium Highway, I've seen enough for a while. Maybe I'll try not to go down there unless, a lot more paving has been done. But this time I decided to go up the Mon. The way I lived up the Mon for many years, from a very young boy going to school. I have a very long history with Mon Fortune. I think I first went to live there in the very early 80s because an elderly lady from Denry who had a daughter who owned the house up the Mon. The daughter lived overseas and the house was being vandalized and all kind of things. People just come and set themselves up, and the elderly lady came and asked my father. She said she wanted to go there to keep an eye on her daughter's property, and she asked my father if I could come and stay there with her and keep her company because she didn't want to go there by herself. It must have been 1981 or maybe earlier than that. And there became long association with the Mon. And this lady was someone who was very close to my family. Passed away a long time now. Very nice, very respected person, etc., etc. I just went back to make friends over the years with people. They move on and so on, just to go and look at my old place of living, you know, places I hadn't been, especially since I'm away. Sometimes I drive by past Radio St. Lucia just to see, you know, how the area is being kept. I mean, kept fairly okay, not, you know, a jungle and all of that. I didn't go in that area, but I happened to drive in the road that it's difficult to say where is the back and where is the front. Many times I tell people about the back of the cultural center, because it is the part that faces away from Castries. I say, no, that's not the back of the cultural center. You mean the side facing San Souci? No, man, that's the front. And then other people tell me, no, the front is the side facing Castries. That's the main gate. You go up a little hill and so on. So instead of telling you the back of Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, I'll tell you I drove in the road that is on the side facing south. You know, there's a road near the college that faces the city. And then there's the road, one that you can see Castries, and the other one that you can see cul-de-sac. So I drove along there. You remember sometime I used to tell you about tremendous amounts of water that were discharging from some storage facility on the grounds, or close to the grounds. I don't know if it's actually the grounds of the college. But that one was facing, at the time, the side facing the city. But I drove on the side facing cul-de-sac. Let's call it the south facing side. Climbed up the little hill, reached the little, you know, flat and so on before you start going downhill around the bend where there's a bus shelter. And that is when I noticed in the descent, the drain that is on the left-hand side when you travel in the direction towards the Air4 and so on. My goodness, I saw water flowing. And I'm looking at the water and it brings back memories. I'm saying, but that is the kind of discharge of water, a heavy discharge. I remember back in the days when I used to talk about it in the north-facing side. And I looked at it and I'm saying, the lighting is not too good, but from what I could see, the water looks like good, clean water. Now I'll tell you how treated. But it's not just that, but the quantity of water that was flowing. And there was no rain. It's Monday night. There had been no, yes, we had the tropical thing, but that couldn't account for any residual flow of water from that area. I mean, that was like a river. The only thing confining it was the concrete drain, holding it, but you could see it's almost overflowing the drain. Tremendous amount of water. And when I tell you, swift flowing water, so that means the amount of water coming was a lot. The pressure of which it was discharging must have been high because it was flowing very swiftly, even before it got to the descent. It kept in the drain around that corner where the bus shelter is, as I said, if you're driving towards the Air4. And when it reached closer to the home of, I think, where the lawyer, Mr. Andre Arthur, lives, apparently there was a block in the drain, so the water now, to keep going, it went across the road. So now it's no longer confined to the drain, the water is going. And then you're seeing, it's a huge quantity of water. And then I drove slowly, like I said, on the side where I think, I remember Mr. Andre Arthur living or having a house or whatever. I looked again and I said, the water is flowing fast and a lot of water. Of course, other vehicles come, they come behind you, they don't know what you stop, what you're looking at, you know, they start to toot you and they start to, I say around that corner, next thing somebody come with some speed, with that water on the road, make the conditions slippery and it's me they slam into, or I end up causing some kind of thing. I moved from there. I drove down where it was a little safer, and I picked up the phone and I called an official of Wasco, with whom I am nicely conversational, and I told him so and so, I'm just in that area there and you should see the kind of water. He sounded surprised and he said, okay, he'll dispatch somebody immediately to go and take a look at it. It was well in the night. It must have been 8 o'clock already, or whatever. Folks, I don't want to pontificate. I've spoken to Wasco and I didn't go back to check that they did something about it. But Wasco, this overflow thing that some time ago you had at, was it Lakwa, Pebush, Babuno and so on, a tank where somebody filmed it and showed a lady who said she doesn't have water. She hasn't had water for so long. But look at the amount of water that is wasting. We spoke about that. Whatever the excuse about the overflow mechanisms and the shut-off, whatever mechanisms when the tank overflows to stop it, Wasco, you got to get it right. Excuses are not acceptable. They never were. But in the circumstances, they are even more unacceptable. You can't be, and I'm sure it's probably the same thing. They have some storage tank or whatever there, which is good for gravity, feeding people it can serve. But you can't have people in a water emergency, restrictions being placed where they could be charged, they could be fined, they could be imprisoned, whatever, for wasting water and so on. And that kind of water that I saw there, which based upon the video clip that the lady gave from Babono, whatever, my own eye, and I wanted to take a picture, but it's like I said, it's poorly lit, and I just figure whatever picture I take with my phone will probably not do justice if it was daytime. But I looked at the lighting and I just said, it's not going to do justice. You know, Wasco, whatever it takes, whatever pleas you have to make to Prime Minister Pierre, Minister Stevenson King, whatever, if it is money that you all don't have on hand to do it, you cannot allow a situation where defects, mechanical defects and apparatus defects and whatever it is in storage tanks is allowing that kind of water to waste. Given what we are going through and all the limitations and restrictions, we hear opposition, and it's not opposition I'm concerned about restrictions placed on construction, if it's true, whatever it is, and so on. But we know. Wasco held a press conference and they explained the situation. If it is tight, water is tight like that. I will again use a word which I think I have overused and abused. The optics is just absolutely horrendous. And I looked around and I said, it's amazing there aren't many people on the road. There weren't many people, vehicles, whatever on the road. People just come from weekend, I suppose, tropical wave. At the time I was there, no more than 2 or 3 other vehicles passed, which is why I said, let me give people room there and all of that. Because already you have the possible hydroplaning and slippery conditions that the water will cause around that bend by Andre Arthur and so on. People, when I tell you water, now, I know you can't have your eye on every spot, but I don't think you have a water storage facility at every spot. I think they come relatively few and far between in terms of the distribution over our country. It should not be too difficult, to my mind. I don't really know what it takes for Wasco, for you to do, if you are not already doing it, have not already done it, an urgent, exhaustive, comprehensive audit of your tanks and to run some test and examination of your overflow, shut-off, valve mechanism, whatever it is. Wasco, get it done and get it fixed. It needs to be fixed like yesterday. Because just the sight of water flowing, the kind of water that I saw, not so long after this person up at Pebush, the water was flowing all the way to which place, and the lady said she living at Garon, she not getting. How many people may be having problems with water, if not up the mountain, but in lower elevations and other areas? I don't know. This just is not looking. Yes, the person that I spoke with promised to look into it, but it should never have happened. That is the mourn. Look into those things. Go and do some kind of examination, some audit for all of them. Do we have a problem in this area? Do we have something that needs to be fixed? Don't let that kind of thing happen again or keep happening, unless it's an emergency, unless it's something that rupture that was not foreseen. But not your tank overflow, storage tank overflow is defective. So in the night when the pressure builds up, for that kind of water to be wasting, do something. Because maybe if somebody came there and they saw that water and they decide, hey, Instead of letting that water waste, let me use it to wash some vehicles there. Maybe some police, whatever, will come and they maybe don't care about the context. That is water that was being wasted, and so we decide that we're going to use it. I don't know how really it works. Maybe if somebody decide right there and then to come and fill, some trucks with the water that's wasting, put it, their hose or intake, whatever, near the spout or whatever, and take it. People might accuse them of stealing water. People might accuse them if they decide to do some pressure washing with it. But at the end of the day, it's wasted water. It's just going to flow. Treated water that's, Wasco, you can't let this kind of thing continue. And when I tell you, when people see it, you already have people who are âgés about those things, and they have their rights, especially if they are to witness this kind of thing. Do an urgent appraisal and audit, whatever you call it, of your storage tanks, their overflow and shut-off mechanisms. The real issues will continue with your calls and messages after this break.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Staying with the real issues on this 29th day of May 2024. Tomorrow, the 30th, a public holiday, Corpus Christi. We won't be here. And we'll be back, of course, on Friday for the final program for the month of May, on the final day of the month. All right, now there's been a lot of talk going around about minimum wage. And I hear that the opposition is making noise about it, or trying to make noise about it, that it's insufficient, that it should be more, which is very unusual, for the United Workers' Party. It's usually been a party that is very closely aligned with business interest and, the Chamber of Commerce types and so on, who will consider things like minimum wage to be a threat to them, to their bottom line, to their survivability. But apparently this time the government appears to have so carefully crafted the proposals for the minimum wage that you don't have businesses screaming about it, because at the proposed rates that it doesn't look like something which is going to break their arm, twist their arm, or dig a hole in their pocket. So the opposition is looking now to be on the side of, I suppose, populism, and to say, oh, it should be more than that. It should be, $20 an hour. No, they didn't say that. That's just me, putting in my injection of the ridicule that I think this kind of thing deserves. But it's my opinion. Let's hear from someone else who approaches it more journalistically with research and analysis. And Miguel Fevrier is on the line with us. Good afternoon to you.
Hi, good afternoon, Shelton.
Yes.
I hope you purchased all your strong bows, because tomorrow you won't be able to get anything in the supermarket or any store at all,
Okay. All right. I thought it was only Good Friday that we had those.
Friday, Corpus Christi.
All right. So, oh my goodness me. Oh, you're right. Okay. I'll have to. Oh, maybe I can do without it. Okay.
No, maybe you can.
Let me see if I. Okay. Go ahead.
Shelton, I have a question for you. Do you believe that the former economic development minister is stupid, or do you believe that he thinks that we Sinhalese are stupid?
Neither. He knows they're not stupid. What he's trying to do is to play on the minds of even clever people.
Well, Shelton, my question is, what do you understand by a minimum wage?
Well, the minimum wage is the lowest that you can pay somebody in a given level of work, in a given sector, in a given grade, and it's not a universal thing. It is relevant to a particular classification and so on, that this is the lowest that you can pay somebody. If somebody is a laborer, for example, let's say on a building construction site, that the lowest you can pay a laborer is
$650.
Exactly. It doesn't mean that this is what you should pay them, or you can pay them, or anything of that kind, Yeah.
So why is the former economic development minister making it believe, and it's in his words, basically saying or suggesting or implying that people, well, it is the truth that businesses are already paying people more than that in various areas.
Right.
But he's suggesting that now businesses, because that they are paying more, they're going to fire the people they're paying more in order to hire people at a lower rate. I mean, who is there anyone living on St. Lucia who is that stupid or to believe that? Shelton.
Yes.
I just don't understand. Then he's talking about 650, right? He's talking about 650, and then he's trying to make a comparison and just throwing out numbers and talking about other OECS countries, right? But what he would not factor into that equation is the cost of consumer items, right? In those varying countries where it's higher. St. Lucia is among the lowest in the OECS in terms of consumer items.
Right.
Even the cost of consumer goods and the consumer price index, the rate of inflation, St. Lucia is the lowest.
Yeah.
And he needs to go and research and bring that back to the media, and the media themselves need to go research and bring that back to Guy Joseph. And the last thing is, he's playing the semantics thing. So then now, after he says all he says, he's saying now, first he said a livable wage, and now he's saying a minimum wage, And I think the Prime Minister and the government did exactly state the steps which were taken or which were involved, and that includes intense consultation with the key stakeholders, and that would be the employers, the Employers Federation, the unions, and these people. So it's not the government coming out and just coming out with an ad hoc figure and saying they'll do this, and he's talking about it's an election. So we're in the third year.
Yeah, there was a lot of stakeholder consultation on this going back a very long time. you know?
A lot, Sheldon. You know, election year, we're 3 years in. We've done more in 3 years than the 5+ years that they spent in government.
Right.
So I think St. Lucian, I need to keep, and every time he comes and spews this nonsense, I'm going to be coming on and remind St. Lucian and let them know what the facts are, Shelton. And I'm hoping Carlton is listening. I haven't seen him in a while, but Carlton would be better be able to clarify those figures. I was actually looking for it, and I saw St. Lucian on the most. I did send you a link, but I will send you another link later, Shelton, with the information.
Okay, but you know another thing. Another thing that I find, Miguel has hung up. The other thing that I find about this whole minimum wage thing, like so many other, there's always some reference to, St. Kitts, they already they pay more than that and so on. What we need to understand very often, especially in the Leeward Islands, because of their greater heavy dependence on tourism, they often have booms in tourism, in construction, and they have a serious labor market shortage in those countries. Getting skilled people and masons and carpenters and so on in the quantities that are required for those countries usually means that they have to try and recruit people from countries. Like a lot of Dominicans will be there, in Antigua. There's a lot of Dominicans who went up there to find work, and in response to work, because there were serious labor market shortages in Antigua due to the explosion in tourism, due to construction boom, especially in the days of Stanford. When Alan Stanford was there and this guy was pumping money into them, they could not find the amount of people, whether just plain laborers or... And at that time, Antiguans, like we would say in St. Lucia, they're né-levé, because of the Stanford money that was circulating and other things in the country. Antiguans would not want to do, in large measure, the laborer jobs and so on. Okay, so you're going to send for somebody from Dominica, or you're going to let Dominicans come in. You believe you're going to pay them minimum wage? What's in it for them to leave Dominica to come to Antigua and for them to be working for the same or for less? You have to sweeten, the deal and so on for them to want to come. So you aren't going to pay them if minimum wage, say, like St. Lucia, is $6.50 for an hour. So on an 8-hour day, that would come to $6.50 and for $52 a day. You're going to make them come for $50, or you're going to tell them, look, come and I'll pay you, $80. You don't have to pay them minimum wage. There still leaves room for people to negotiate and for people to bargain and to do. All it is saying is that if you have a construction site laborer, the lowest you can and should pay him is $6.50 an hour, which would come to, on an 8-hour day, about $52 a day. I could be wrong. My math is not always, arithmetic not always that's wrong. It doesn't mean, and this idea that employers are going to fire. By the way, folks, the lines are open. The lines are open for your calls. Just want to make sure the cable is connected well. 724-7325. That's 758-724-7325. You can call us WhatsApp on that mobile number, and you can call us on 4533-911. About people will fire people so that they can hire other people at minimum wage. Who's going to do that? When you have someone who's already trained, who's experienced, who know the work already, you're going to, just because to save a few dollars a day, bring in somebody who might end up messing up things and creating more problems for you because, they agreed to take the job at minimum wage and so on. And, why do we know that people are not mindful of the skill sets and of the growth of experience and expertise in people and so on? I'm hearing this kind of thing. I say, there was a time UWP would say, this thing is going to kill the business sector and it's not going to work well and employers will not like it. Now I'm hearing a different story. They want to make people believe that the government could pay you more and the government is keeping you low and they're giving you poverty wages and they're calling it minimum wage and this sort of. This is what we're going to hear. How come they were there all that time and they never seriously tackled it and made progress towards it? How come they didn't? Who's going to insist on paying somebody minimum wage and so on? So, by that token, NBC will fire me from hosting this program and they'll take somebody to come and host the program because the person will be prepared to accept minimum wage, or some foolishness like that. I'm hearing so much foolishness in this country. It's unbelievable. We have a call on the line. Good afternoon. Real Issues. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon, sir. How do you do?
Is the phone or the speaker on the monitor up? Hold on, a caller, don't go. Yeah. Hi, caller, are you there?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Are you hearing me? Are you there?
Put it back on. Caller, I'm sorry about that. We seem to have some kind of problem that we can't take calls. And today I need to take calls. I'm not talking my way through another program again. We have to take calls. So what I'll suggest, let's take an unscheduled break and let's see if we can resolve the matter during that break. All right. Thank you very much.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
Live streaming has become one of the best ways to connect the funeral of a loved one with friends and family, both local and international. NBC Television will live stream your funerals on television and Facebook at a reasonable rate. With our state-of-the-art equipment, you can be assured that the quality of your funeral will be to your satisfaction. Call our office now and book your obituary and streaming with us. 758-453-7458.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The man, the voice.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with the real issues on this Wednesday, the 29th of May. We had a brief problem which prevented us from taking a call a while ago, but I think the unscheduled break, Chakwan did manage to get it working. So the telephone line is open again, and we have a call. Hi, good afternoon, real issues.
Yes, good afternoon.
Hello.
Steven. How you doing, man?
Hello.
I was calling you and tell you.
Hi, caller, are you there?
You always remember when I call, I always telling you that the UWP.
Caller, are you there?
They have nothing to grab on. You understand?
Yeah.
So they're going from one branch to the other.
Hello.
And they still fall in. Because that's how it happening. You remember the pot holding? They had it.
No, I wasn't hearing you at first.
Huh? Hello? Hello?
Is my mic up?
Hello?
Caller, can you hear me?
Yes, I could hear you.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. Hello?
You go ahead.
Okay, well, as I'm telling you, I'm hearing you. So what I'm saying is that
Something's not
they have
right.
nothing to hold on.
You know,
So every time
I'm
they swing
prepared
on a
to
branch, they have to fall back because
abort the program, but
holdings
I
and other things
just
they come
can't
in
go
with.
through this, you know. Not every time I can do it, you know. Yeah, someone says we can hear the caller. We can hear the caller, so why can't I hear them, you know? So why isn't it working? Is it because it's not connected somewhere? I don't know, you know. We got to do something about this. Caller, can you hear me? Yeah.
Hello, I'm hearing you. You're not hearing
Hello?
You're not hearing me? Hello?
1 second.
Hello?
Yeah, hi caller, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
All right, okay, go ahead.
My
Go
money
ahead. Start where you were when you called.
Okay,
Yeah.
making me waste my money, yes.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, okay, let's go. He's vexed that I'm making him waste his money or something like that. Doesn't want to understand that it's a technical problem. But we got to do something about it. I don't know what really is the cause of it. I'm not in the technician capacity. But we really can't allow, you know, these things to sync programs that we invest so much into and in preparation time and on all of that. I'm really not up to doing the talking thing and talking through a whole program and so on today. We have another call on the line. Hi, good afternoon. Real issues. Hello?
Shelton,
Hi.
you're hearing me, right?
Yes, I am, yes.
I'm hearing you clearly. But this is almost all the time problem that there's a technical issue. This morning, yesterday, there was those intermittent breaks during the program. You know, we're not hearing the full sentence of what you were saying. Today, this morning on Yadi, it was the same, that they had to take a commercial break to restart, and the same obtains now. And then you have the caller not being able to hear you, and these are recurring issues. I wish somebody responsible, somebody in the upper would hear and understand that something seriously needs to be done. MBC has a following, a regular following, and these things are really bothersome. Now, you know what? When they have those infomercials and they have those other programs, you don't experience these problems. Those are not issues they unheard of. Even in the rebroadcast program, you're not hearing it. It's not happening. Okay? But in the live programs, it is happening. It's recurring. It's happening too often. Shelton, please, I don't know if Mr. McDowell knows somebody who can do something to fix this. You understand? Now, I'm not even talking about today's topic, because this is becoming overbearing. Thank you so much. And I'm saying this with every fiber of my being from a very good place. As a regular listener of MBC, please fix it. Whoever has the ability and capacity and position to do it. Let us not blame the technicians, because sometimes it's a little bigger than the technicians. It's not necessarily the service provider, because that's the only TV station that has the problem. I thank you, Bigley. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you very much. We are hearing you and the callers loud and clear. It's only you not hearing the callers. Well, I'm hearing them now because Jaquan took up his headphone and gave it to me, so I'm using his headphone. So as the technician, he's at a bit of a disadvantage because he should be able to monitor what's coming in. But we have someone else on the line. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead.
You hear me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay. What the lady, the first caller, said there, that is true. Every time this program is going on, whether on Yadi, on you, on Cedric, anytime this program, somebody is jeopardizing that thing, sabotaging us. Now, that was happening earlier on in the years, in the months before. You always used to say, oh, you know, that's somebody's being paid to tamper with that. Because I'm listening to these radio stations, different of them. And it's only when you're on the air that is happening. When you're not on the air, the station going right through until when other thing. But anytime you, Yadi, Cedric, and any other person is trying to show the truth, somebody's tampering. Not your thing. The guy that's with you there, not him. He has nothing to do with that. That is coming from somewhere else. And like the lady say, Mr. McDowell and whoever in charge, see where that is coming from, because this thing just starts beginning to get serious, because time is running out on these guys out there. They will pay any amount of money to do exactly what they want to be done. And you know some solutions already, how they are. They're always greedy and always want to get money to do dirty things and not to work for it. So it is a serious thing. You know what is going to happen in time to come. You see all the clips you all have about when Shafni and his cabal lying and things. They'll try to break and enter your vehicles at your home to get these clips, because these are the things that will bring them down. Because in time of election and campaigning, when these clips will be out there again, people will be listening to them and knowing exactly what they were doing, and that will have another effect on them. So be careful again. Things will get worse and tighter. They'll even have to try to sabotage.
Okay. All right, my friend. Thank you very much.
I'm calling on the Prime Minister. I'm calling all the head of government to do something about that, because these guys out there, they'll pay anything to do any dirty work to see that they could get back into power. This is my contribution.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, Cornelia Jacob, who was just on the line a while ago, says that's not a sabotage issue. It's more of an upgrade story than anything else. I don't know, you seem to have information that's above and beyond me that I don't have, Cornelia, but I can't argue with you on that. We have another call on the line. Hi, good afternoon. Real Issues. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, do you have do you have your TV on while you're talking to me? You have to turn it down. I am hearing you, but there's so much noise on your line. Can you hear me?
Hello?
All right, caller, sorry about that. Sorry. All right, with you for a break. Let's take it. I have to tell you, this is the unhappy part of the program when I'm doing it. You know, when you see you have everything, people are tuned into you, giving you their time and their support, and you know, these little technical gremlins and issues and so on, they keep getting in the way. But it comes with the work, it comes with the territory, it comes with the nature of what you do, and you have to expect from time to time you're going to have these issues. We'll be back shortly. Real Issues.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real Issues, 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
Live streaming has become one of the best ways to connect the funeral of a loved one with friends and family, both local and international. NBC Television will live stream your funerals on television and Facebook at a reasonable rate. With our state-of-the-art equipment, you can be assured that the quality of your funeral will be to your satisfaction. Call our office now and book your obituary and streaming with us. 758-453-7458.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The man.
Some progress in resolving our technical glitches, and we have another caller on the line already. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Shelton.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Senator, the Honorable.
Deacon the Reverend.
I think NBC needs some enhance themselves, you know.
All right, okay. Don't rub it in. We suffer enough already.
Let me ask you, are you aware of a program called the Jump program?
The what program?
Jump. JUMP jump program.
That's in St. Lucia or outside?
Outside of St. Lucia.
Okay, no, I can't really focus my mind on it now.
Okay, it is something that the Prime Minister in St. Lucia is doing very well, very, very well, that another country is following it. Giving the one laptop, at least we give one laptop per child at the secondary school.
Yeah.
But the country is giving it one per household.
Okay.
And that's Barbados.
Okay, all right. So you're saying we're ahead of them?
Oh, not just ahead. We're doing very well. I'm surprised that a lot of things that the Prime Minister is implementing in St. Lucia. When the current problem was hitting New York, I realized they were doing something called the youth program, the youth economy program in New York for young people.
Okay.
Now I'm hearing Barbados coming with the jump, giving them one laptop per household. So bravo to Prime Minister Pierre.
Okay.
So I just wanted to let the world know that Mr. Pierre is doing a fine job in Zambia.
All right. What
Blessings.
What do you think of the minimum wage?
Shelton, let me tell you, some people think minimum wage is just like that. You give minimum wage just like that. You see, we're thinking, go with numbers, and I'm having people just flying numbers. New York is what? $15, I think.
Okay.
If you start giving people money just so it's not business will go out of people will go out of business.
Yeah. It has to be tied to the performance of your business sector, the
exactly.
economy, employers, and so on. You know what it is that they're facing. It's tied to a lot of things. You don't just go and just give it up based upon emotion or enthusiasm. Yeah.
The minimum wage took a big discussion in the States before it was implemented. I think this year, New Jersey is implementing the $15. And I think it was from 4 years ago. They passed it. New Jersey is now implementing it this year. Sometime I think in October.
Okay.
Minimum wage is not something because you just go and you just start giving people money. Businesses will tell you, boy, I can't afford that.
Exactly.
Me can't pay that.
Exactly.
I will not be able to meet my demands. I will not be able to meet my.
They have to reduce. They have to reduce their payroll, which they'll do in one of two ways. They'll just fire people, so that the overall payroll, while they will be able to pay people the minimum, they have far fewer workers, or they will shut down or downsize.
People. You see, the thing is, if, for example, you're working in construction, a man will pay you, let's say, he will pay you $150 for the day. That is him. That's because he's making that money.
And he wants to keep you too.
He wants to keep you.
Yeah, he wants to keep you.
You have a trade.
Yeah.
But if you have somebody like McDonald's will not pay you that.
Exactly.
McDonald's will never pay you $150 a day.
Yeah.
So because McDonald's know that you don't take it, there's 100 other people that will take it.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. People
Thank you very much.
Ignorant of the fact. Yeah.
Thank you very much. All right. 724-7325, the mobile number. You can WhatsApp, call us on it, 758-724-7325, and on 4533-911 are the numbers you can reach us. Remember, it's the program before public holiday tomorrow. We'll have no program, so make the most and the best of it. Let's see if I can get some of the people on the Facebook Live who are there, that we can have some of their comments. All right, let's see if we can get them. Ooh. Alright, let's try to get some of them. 724-7325. You can WhatsApp call us on that number, and you can also reach us on 4533-911. I'm trying to see if I can get some of the comments. And Cecilia Sari, how do you pronounce your name, Cecilia? Send me a voice note, let me know. Cecilia Sari, two is. Good afternoon to you, as well as to Laura Peter and Conrad. Kayla Smith as well is there. Anson Maxwell, always a pleasure seeing you there with us. And of course, Brother Bernard Haynes just called. Was our last caller there. Cornelia Jacob, good afternoon to you. You called us already. And Kayla Smith, we had Miguel on with us earlier on, and another caller on the line right now. Good afternoon. Hi, Real Issues.
Good afternoon, Shelton.
How are you doing,
sir? Doing
okay?
Shelton, did you hear about the young kid that passed away due to an injury he sustained from sports?
I dealt with it yesterday. I spoke with it yesterday on the program.
Oh, you spoke with it? Okay, well, yeah. I wasn't present yesterday.
Well,
But it's very
you can
sad.
still share your thoughts on it. Yeah, I just felt, I wonder what kind of investigation was done after the young man. Whether they just took it that it's the eye itself, and they didn't look to see, that there was more damage inside that needed to be looked into. And I asked myself, if you can X-ray that area or scan it, to me, an X-ray or scan should have revealed that there was a lot more extensive damage. But go ahead.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, and it's very sad that the kid had that injury for weeks, and not one medical doctor could examine the kid. The kid life could have been saved. You understand? For weeks, not one machine could have examined the kid, and now the parent is without their son, a 16-year-old kid playing sports.
And I'm told
now parents.
I'm told he was so promising, for his age, that he was really, a very promising performer and so on in terms of bowling and all of that,
Yeah, I follow the national team. The kid was good. You understand?
Yeah.
And my heart goes out to the parents. They have to be strong in that moment. But also, I blame us as a country for making our health sector so political. You understand? That hospital should have been done already. It should have been done so they could have the right equipment in there to save the young boy's life. You understand? And I'm very disappointed in the current administration concerning that. Because the reason why we have a young, promising young athlete passed away through sports. Not one statement from the Prime Minister. Not one statement from Minister of Health. Not one statement from the Minister of Sports. You understand? Right now, the family need all the support the country could provide, because it's very difficult. It's very difficult for them. I don't know the kid, and I feel very, very bad.
Yeah.
And it's not looking good for us as a country.
Yeah.
You understand? It's not looking good, and I think the government really have to step up. You understand? Do something on behalf of that family, because they need the help. We need to do something on behalf of the family. They need it.
Okay.
We failed them.
Okay.
And that's my frustration. From the time I heard this, it's been on my chest, and I just
why do you say we failed them? It's still early days yet.
We failed them because they lost their son, Shelton, and it's been weeks. The kid was injured in that. The ministers, as soon as the ministers get sick, they took a plane right straight to Matnik, get the medical attention. It's been weeks.
And they do that. They do that based on the recommendations of doctors. If a doctor says, "You see, this young man, in my assessment, he needs to be sent to Martinique and so on," but if no doctor made that recommendation, how come we fault ministers or anybody? I'm saying the doctors, the attending doctors, I believe, somewhere along the line, somebody dropped the ball or they didn't look, from what I'm hearing and so on. But I'm saying before we include ministers and all of that, we have to look at what was the immediate contact with the healthcare provider, the emergency physician or emergency surgeons or the trauma, medical people and so on, to have seen, this eye thing is not just a ball hit the guy's eye. That, from what I'm told, the eye socket, whatever, was smashed and the gap of separation between the eye, between the chamber where the eye is, the eye socket, and the brain was may have been damaged. So there was no protection from behind the eye. The brain may have become involved. I heard all of those things. I don't know if they're true. All I was saying is that if somebody gets struck by a ball or whatever on the eye, you understand? To me, there are other interventions apart from just looking at the eye itself that you're supposed to put in place. Now, if you need to take the person to Martinique or whatever and so on, that has to be based upon the doctor's assessment and evaluation and then make the recommendation. I don't see how Mr. Kazim or anybody can get involved unless they say, "Hey, we need to send this patient, to Martinique urgently."
Okay, let me tell you why I blame the ministers, right? Number one, Minister of Health. I strongly believe by now, the current administration in office, provision should have been made already for us to have a better health system, especially put into St. Jude. If St. Jude was up and running, I guarantee you we would have all the equipment in there that could scan that kid and see exactly what's going on.
So are you saying that without St. Jude, that at OKEU, for example, we don't have that kind of equipment?
But if we have it, why the doctors didn't use it?
Exactly. So what I'm saying, it may not be an issue of not having equipment or the health care system being in shambles. It may more be a case of whoever the attending doctor or the doctor in whose care that person was may have messed up in some way. You understand what I'm saying? Not really seen.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. We both saying may. We all.
Yeah.
I understand.
Exactly, because we are speaking without the benefit of the information, of added information. You understand?
Yes, I understand. I inject Minister of Sports in there, Mr. Kazan, because he didn't come out and make a statement. We continue to be together right now. As a Minister of Youth and Sports, you should come out now and make a statement.
Yeah, no,
Minister,
caller. I don't quite agree with you. Sometimes ministers and so on being too hasty with statements can do more harm than good. They can cause more hurt than healing. Let me tell you something. Let's look at this straight. The doctor is the primary person in whose care the patient finds himself. The doctor's assessments, the doctor's judgment call, the doctor's whatever goes above and is of far greater importance than a statement by a minister. Shelton Daniel begins experiencing chest pains right now, okay? After the program, if he survives that long or if he collapses and he's taken to OKU. It is the doctor who looks at him and says, okay, the chest pain, whatever, we'll just give him a couple of Panadols and he's dehydrated, his dehydration and whatever. So give him 2 Panadols and give him some rehydration drips, or if he can take it by mouth, whatever. It ends up Shelton Daniel dies and it's a massive heart attack that he had. At the end of the day, you cannot fault the Minister of Health or Minister of Broadcasting. I'm saying the first thing of importance is not that Information Minister Ernest Hilaire came out and made a statement and so on. What is important is to look into how a doctor, a competent, qualified, attending physician or whatever the designation is, got it so wrong that they saw a man who was having a heart attack and they decided it's dehydration and all he needed was rehydration and a couple of Panadols and so on. You understand? There was a bad professional assessment that was done. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying let us look at the chain of who is responsible and the chain of reactions of commiserating and expressing condolences and so on. While it is good, while it's something that shows a good heart and so on, it's not going to bring me back. It's not going to bring the young man back. I'm saying what they need to find out is how a young man was in medical care for such a long time after suffering a sports-related injury, and apparently the severity of the injury, it was not identified, it was missed, you know?
I understand what you're saying, but I will still, at the end of the day, the buck stops with the leaders of the country, right? Minister of Sports. I understand that he has no answer, but at the same time, he could come out with a statement stating that we will investigate the country, the family, and stuff like that.
I get
He doesn't have to say any words, but as showing that you support the youth. Right now, parents might be scared to send their kids to go and play cricket. You understand? Like what provision? He has to come out and say something positive. And we have to think positive. He might not have any answers, but just come out and say, you know what? This family will support you, will investigate, will get to the bottom of this, we'll let you down. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't have the answers. The leaders don't have all the answers. But in some cases, the leaders have to come out and just make a statement. A statement. The Prime Minister has to come out and make a statement because the kid lost his life. 16-year-old kid playing cricket. He wasn't out on the field doing anything bad. He was playing cricket and he got injured. Weeks he got injured. That hurts. It really hurts. But that's my frustration. On my chest, I'm just very disappointed in how our leaders haven't come out and show support to that family. That's what I have to say.
Okay.
Shelton, thank you very much and have a good one.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. 724-7325. You can WhatsApp call us on that or 4533911. Alright, there's some things I'm seeing on the chat just making me giggle. Oh, we have a call on the line again. Hi, good afternoon. Real Issues.
Shelton.
Hey, what's up?
I was prompted to call your show because I'm listening to this gentleman there trying to make a nice bouillon for me, and he just doesn't know what ingredients to put in the bouillon. I cannot see. That is not a joyous moment, my brother. I mean, if you are still listening, this is not a joyous moment. How can you expect a minister to just come out and let's make a statement? That's a family issue. The minister needs, if needs be, have to seek permission from the family. You can't just go and make statement because the man was a young cricketer. You need to get permission from the family. Just look, the guy, you remember the guy, you saw sometime this week, Shelton, a golfer committed suicide?
A who?
A golfer.
I can't really recall.
Suicide in the US.
Okay, yeah, maybe. I remember.
Right?
Yeah.
The family made a statement. The golf association could not just make a statement. They wanted to stop the tournament for the time. The family said no, go on. And all what I was listening and following this, the golf association, the PGA, all what they were saying is the family. They cannot speak just out of turn. You need the family. So instead of me disappointed in the minister, and let us go back to something instead that passed over your head, Shelton. He said he holding the present administration responsible for St. Jude's, and if St. Jude's were there, all the guy would have gotten help. How can he know? How does he know that they would have had equipment there that would have dealt with that? Again, making a bouillon without no ingredients. And having forgotten that St. Jude's were something like 80 or 90% almost completed. When Alan Shaftney and them stopped St. Jude's, we must not just come and make bouillon, you know. They must have the ingredients,
they didn't stop St. Jude, no. They make a, how you call that, a vieux chimé on St. Jude. You know, instead of completing St. Jude, out of nowhere, the box.
You know, so I appreciate the young man said, but he is really emotional. If he is, or if it's fake, or I don't know. But if he's emotional, you must not watch that on an emotional feeling, my brother. The reality is, the young man has a family. It's just about 2 days, 3 days, and no minister, no prime minister can just go and make a statement. That is not something out of joy, where Julian Alfred win a medal, and so all solutions go on Facebook, blah, 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 blah. You cannot just do that, my brother.
All right.
You cannot just do that.
Thank you very much.
You have to deal with the family before you do say anything.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Shelton, your TV reception is breaking up. Fix this. He says the TV reception is breaking up. Yadi had that problem this morning and asked Wedbook to restart the computer, and the problem was solved. Ask your technician to do likewise during your break. It's been happening since Monday. Okay, we passed that already. Upgrade your system. We have another call on the line. Hello, hi, good afternoon. Real Issues.
Yes,
Hello.
good afternoon, sir. How do you do?
I'm doing okay, and you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm going to talk about this caller. That's that Coco Flabo that spoke about this and that and that and that. Yes, somebody has lost their life. Yes, ask him to go to Guy and ask him for the equipment that Guy took. Had Guy left the equipment where they were, everything would have been taken care of.
Okay. All right. I think she said what she had to say, right? Okay. That last caller fills exactly the profile of the non-entities that change governments every 5 years. Not sure who the message writer is referring to. Did the Prime Minister of Australia make a statement when Philip Hughes was struck by a bouncer from Abbott and died on the spot? And that's the cricketer I was referring to who died after he was struck on the head by a ball, you know, the Australian Phil Hughes. We have another call on the line. Hi, good afternoon. Real Issues. We'll have to wrap it up pretty soon. I'm not asking for extra time today. Shelton, Minister of Health, is currently in Geneva attending a conference. He won't be back until Sunday. And she gives me the name of the person who called. She said, she says his name calling there. He always calls the office to say how he will go on the media. So the individual seems to be making threats that he'll use the media I suppose, to embarrass, the Minister of Health and so on. Don't know the person that you allude to. I won't mention his name. Another message says, let's not forget that the PJP government has subvented the cost of living for impoverished households with the internet and cable deal, laptop program, bursaries, etc. All right. Thank you very much for that. All right. There's so much more that we can look into, but like I said, the time is rapidly running out on us. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Victor Girard. Makes a contribution in the Facebook Live. Won't have time to read it. Joan T. Joan Edward, good afternoon to you, as well as Cecilia Ale and Luce Emmanuel. Thank you also very much. Terry Alex is here with us, and Leo Prudent. We appreciate having you on, but the time has arrived. We have to wrap it up. Not going over time today or asking for any extra time. As I said, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday safely and your Thursday holiday, Corpus Christi. Make sure that you stay safe so that you make it through in one piece, happy, fulfilled, satisfied, so that on Friday you can resume your week and that you will share part of it again with the real issues. On behalf of Jaquan and all of us here, Shelton Daniel signing out.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immunity.
The winning numbers for the midday draw of Wednesday, 29th May 2024 were Double Daily Grand, 9, 13, 19, 22. Big 4, 6, 7, 8, 5. Big 4 Multi-X, 5X. Pick 2, 5, 5. Pick 2 Multi-X, 3X. 1 off, 7, 5, 6. Lucky 3, 1, 9, 8. Lucky 3 Multi-X, 3X.
Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues.